We're going to learn about 5 cool mixing tips using a delay plugin. Delay is a very special plugin, but if you did not use it correctly, then you may not actually have its full essence in your song. So I'm going to show you 5 easy ways by which you can use it in your song, which is going to make your song sound interesting and also well balanced. Welcome to this channel. I'm Florina Jain, otherwise known as Flow of Music. And if you like music production related content, then you can subscribe to my channel. So let's get into the video. I have a vocal track over here, and the first thing I'm going to do is use a bus track, and I have stereo delay uploaded in this already. So the first cool trick that I'm going to teach you is to make this track sound thick and also have a little bit of stereo within it. When you send this track to the aux track and then eventually to the delay, we are going to give different delay on both these sides. I'm going to set a different delay on the left side and a separate delay on the right side. But remember, I'm going to keep the delay time between, let's say, 60 to around 110, 115. Let's try something around that. Let's first listen to the track without any effect. Na, 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 na. Now I'm going to apply the bus track. Na, 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 na. Yeah, 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 yeah. Na 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 na. Yeah, 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 yeah. So without the bus track, it sounds like this. Na 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 na. Now. Yeah, 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 yeah. That instantly gives you that chorus kind of an effect, right? But again, if you don't want it this much, you can always bring it down. Na 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 na. Without. Na 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 na. With. Na 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 na. Instantly, you're able to hear that it's sounding a little thicker instead of that one single vocal because of a small delay and a difference in delay between the left and the right channel. That creates an effect like as though the vocals has become thick. So you can use this in your tracks if you are thinking about making a vocal thick or giving a chorus effect to your vocal, maybe using it on background vocals, that's up to you. But this is a cool trick that you can do through delay. Moving on to the second trick, we're going to use delay only in places which has a gap. Now to do that, let's first put it back to its normal level and then let's click stereo link. I'm going to find a delay time that's going to kind of sound nice in these gaps. We're not automating it yet. Na 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 na. Let's put the feedback down. Maybe put it as 1/4 dotted. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. No, I need it exactly happening at a particular time. So I'm just changing this around for a while. Na 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 na. This will work just fine. Right now, this delay is occurring throughout the track, which is not sounding very pleasant. So what we're going to do is click A and then your automation window is open. But I don't want to automate the volume. I want to automate the bus track. So what I'm going to do is select that volume, come down to main, go over here to send one aux1, which is our delay track. I'm going to just click that. And now it is set to our delay. I just zoomed it in and so I have selected marquee tool over here. While pressing command, I'm going to click and drag till this area. Click it in between to make 4 points. Bring this down. And see, the reason why I'm bringing this down is because I don't want any delay to happen over here. And this line controls a send into the bus. So I don't want any signal to be sent, so I brought it down. Whereas I want this last word to be sent inside the bus track. So I'm just continuing to retain that. Now I'm going to play the track once again. Watch this sends knob as the track plays. Na 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 na. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, so I like this portion. Na 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 na. Yeah. That's nice, but here the delay kind of overlaps with everything else. So you know what, I might as well bring all these things down. I don't like how it's sounding over here. And maybe I just, want the delay only there. So right now we've automated it in a way where I want the delay to occur only here. Na 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 na. Yeah, yeah, See, I made it sure that that delay occurred only here. That gives you a very interesting element because without this, it was sounding empty. It feels like a huge gap, but with this, right, it sounds like a call and response kind of a setting. So this is another way by which you can innovatively use delay. You can automate it so that it just pops up here and there in your vocals or in any track, and that makes your mix sound interesting. The third type, making the track a little bit interesting by using kind of like a panned delay. I'll explain what I mean. I'm just going to delete this, but I'm going to extend my track for a while and make sure that this has a delay. So I'm going to add the stereo delay once again, and I made an automation to this ending alone. I'm going to make sure that my left delay is at quarter note and my right delay is at eighth note. So that's a very drastic change. And I'm going to probably bring my bus track, which is that automation, down a bit. I don't want it to be too loud. Now you're going to listen to this effect. Can you hear that it in itself sounds like as though we have panned one side to the right, one side to the left, and it kind of goes like a ping pong delay? That's what's happening through this. So if you want to give that kind of an effect in your track, you can definitely go automate it, bring this down, and make sure that that effect happens only in certain places to make the track sound interesting. So now we have a track that sounds like this. Na 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 na. That tiny effect is going to give a lot of interesting elements in your song. Now the fourth one is actually kind of, aligned with the previous point. I'm going to let the delay be like this, but since I hear a lot of dryness to the track, I'm going to add a slight reverb below that. I'm going to go to reverb and I'm going to add space designer, and I'm just going to leave it like that, but just listen to how this affects the song. Now it feels like the delay has more of space and dimension to it. So if you want the delay to occur half note and make it probably occur only in the second half of the section. So you hear that it has a little bit of ambience to it. Let me increase the feedback to that. And I'm going to bring this down a bit. Listen to it once again. Do you hear that tiny delay with reverb? So without reverb, this is what it sounds like. It's fine, but then it sounds very dry and it sounds unnatural. But with this, do you hear that? It sounds like it has much more definition and it has much more ambience to it. So you can always add a reverb below the delay to give that effect, and it kind of immediately sounds more natural. And the last point kind of already aligns with another point we talked earlier, which is allowing the reverb to happen only when there is space. But instead of automating, there is another way to do it, and that is by sidechaining. Now this is going to sound crazy, but just listen. I'm going to add a compressor, but I'm going to sidechain the vocals. Remember, the compressor is below the delay in the aux track. So I'm going to go up to sidechain, audio, and I'm going to select vocals. Now, I know that I've set my delay at half note. So let's just bring this down. I don't want my makeup knob to be used whatsoever. I want my attack a little less. Let's just keep it in this setting. So you're going to hear the reverb every time you find a gap in the vocals. Na 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 na. Na, 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 na. Hey. I think we need to bring down the delay a bit. So let's try eighth note. We'll see how that affects the song. Na, 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 na. We didn't allow anything inside. Na, 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 na. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, made some drastic changes, but bringing this back to quarter note. Na, 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 na. Yeah, 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 yeah. This much of delay never occurred when the track was playing. Every time there is a gap, you are able to hear that delay in a full-fledged manner. I'm just going to bring the feedback down a bit again. Let's listen to it. Na 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 na. Yeah, 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 yeah. Na 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 na. Yeah, 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 yeah. So if you don't want to automate your delay, but you just want the delay with a particular setting to occur in every gap, this is a cool trick that you can do. You can sidechain your delay in a way where it actually comes up when there is a gap in your vocal and it gets compressed, which means you're not going to hear the delay when the vocal comes in. So these are the 5 cool delay tricks I wanted to share with you. If you know any more tricks using delay, comment them below and we can all grow as a community. I hope this video was useful. If you have any other recommendations on videos, you can comment them below, and I always love reading your comments. Thank you so much for watching. Keep making music and I'll see you guys in another video.